Hi, this is Dave with Open Living Chat. So we're going to have some fun today because we're going to go over one of the most horrible subjects you could think about doing. On our first episode, we're going to talk about what to do after a breakup. I know, it's a horrible subject, isn't it? I know. You know what? I've looked all over the web. I just went through a breakup. And I've looked all over the web, and there's just not really good information about there. There's stuff about how to get your ex back, and there's stuff about things you should do, like throw away all their pictures, and whatever. You have to do what you have to do to get by. But nobody seems to get to the heart of the matter. I mean, if you're not going to get to the heart of the matter, you're not going to deal with the issue. So I'm going to tell you what I find is 5 things that nobody's talking about on how to deal with your relationship after you break up, or how to deal with a breakup from your relationship. And it probably applies to both people, to whether you broke up with the person or they broke up with you. It probably applies to both because you're taking somebody out of your life, and it can be a hard thing. So keep an open mind about it. The first thing especially, so we're here for a limited amount of time, from birth to death. Yep, that's the gist of it. I know it kind of sounds oh no, there's death here. But it does happen. We have a timeline of everything we're going to be doing in our lifetime. And each little bit is different. Something here, we're in grade school, here we're in high school. Maybe we met somebody in high school. Maybe you're breaking up with somebody you met in high school. And this is really bad because they were the only person that you've ever been with. And I'm sorry. But there's all this time left, okay? Maybe you're in middle life like me, like right in the middle. Is this the middle? Looks kind of middle to me. But you still have all this time left. And you don't really want to spend it alone, but you just met this cool person for so many months or a year or 2, and you really would rather be with them. Well, that's not on your timeline, okay? We're going to move on. The timeline continues whether this person is in it or not. Okay, so that's just what it is. It's a human existence, a spiritual being in a human existence. And we're here to play the play that we're given. We have our choices and we can make those. I mean, we do make mistakes, but that's the way life is. And at the end, when we look back at it and we see all the things, because you don't know what's coming up here in the future. And honestly, there's no reason to worry about it because it will come. It'll get to you. Don't worry about it. But you don't know what's going to be here. And I'm 100% guaranteeing you what's up here is meant for you. And it's good for you. And you will realize the importance of every little bit of your life when you see it in full. So just remember that. We're spiritual beings in a human existence. And a relationship is just part of it. It's hard to say, oh, just get over it. It's kind of like me just saying, get over it. But when it comes down to the heart, really, that's the way it is. And that brings up my second thing. Be grateful. Be grateful. Have gratitude for the time that you did get with the person that you just broke up with. So the best gift that anyone can give you is a gift of their time. And they gave you a lot of their time because they wanted to be with you. They loved you, they enjoyed you, they cherished the time they had together, and they just had a great time with you. And you did the same, right? Or you wouldn't have been in a relationship. It takes 2 people to be in a relationship. 2 great, awesome people who think the same and come together and enjoy the time that they had. So, unless your relationship was a really lousy one, where you had somebody that was terrible, then you should remember that the person that you were with is still a great person. And not to say that the person that was terrible or bad was a bad person, but obviously they had things to learn too. I don't care whether they were a bad person or you were with the most amazing person at all. They have something to learn and you have something to learn. And you learned something, you grew, and you need to be grateful for that. And you should be grateful, be thankful that you got to have the experience you had. And so when you think about the person, what I found is really good to say, you know what? Because I think about that person all the time. And I will slowly stop thinking about them as much. And that's good. So don't beat yourself up about it. But when I do think about them and I start getting sorry or getting upset or bumming out, I think, you know what, I'm grateful for the experience I had. Thank you. And then I move on. And I let the thought go out of my mind. I don't push it or force it or do anything. I just let it go. So keep an open mind about that, because the more that you can just be grateful and be thankful for the relationship, the better or the easier it will be for you to get in the next one and not be fearful about it ending. And also, it will also be a great way for you when the subject does come up with the next person, when you get into another relationship, is how you can say a positive thing about that relationship. It's so important to be positive about it. So just be grateful. The third thing I want you to think about is, remember how you were before you met your ex. Remember how you were. Because you were an awesome person beforehand. You were amazing. You have been amazing. You're an awesome person. And that person, as awesome as they were, thought you were amazing and wanted to date you. So you are still that person. And so remember that you're an awesome person the way you are. You need to get back to who you are. And just remember that, like I said before, it takes two to make a good relationship. You're awesome too. And as much as they're awesome, you awesome. And the part of the love that made you both become and start a great relationship was from you. You made them who they were. You made them as great as they are because they enjoyed you. The smile on their face was because you were there. Okay? Remember that. I'm not going to say they're not smiling for other reasons now, but remember that the smile on your face was because who they made you. And really, it's a spiral when you think about it. They were happy, you were happy, they were happy, and it just spiraled. Okay? A lot of relationships end because people stop being happy or they stop seeing the good in somebody else. A relationship is about the mutual love and harmony and the wavelengths that people connect together. People call it chemistry. It can be any number of things. But after you've been with somebody for a while, so there needs to be that spiral of love that continues, that makes things keep going. And if it's not there, it just goes away. And then some relationships end that way. So if you're still in love with the person that you broke up with, it's okay. And you can keep that love and you can just, they will always be with you. But it's now time to move on. And just remember that you were an amazing person before you met them, and you will continue to be an amazing person. And you really need to work on your life now and do cool things. And that brings me back on to the next point, which is you really need to get back to your base. Number 4. Get back to your base. And that is get back to who you are. Okay? A lot of people in relationships change a little bit about how they act, what they talk about, what they enjoy, things that they do, activities that they go to, how much they take care of themselves or not. If you've been in a relationship for a while, you've probably stopped worrying about taking care of yourself, or you've let some things go. It's time to pick that up again. So if it was a short relationship like mine, you were probably still doing those things. But a longer one, you're going to go ahead and, kind of maybe not eat so well. And also, too, this is not a time to go back to those foods you had when you were in high school or a little smaller. Don't go back to the junk food. If you were eating good before you met them, go back to eating good now, or continue eating now. Don't don't just say, screw it all, and go back to just laying around the couch, being a couch potato and eating junk food and not exercising. That's not going to help you at all. You need to go ahead and take care of yourself and you need to go ahead and get out there and do things. The more you get involved with things, the better off you're going to be. And so I can highly encourage you to do that. Okay. The last thing I want to talk about, and maybe even this is about, it kind of goes back and goes back to the first topic, but the last thing that people don't talk to you about is fate. It's the ugly elephant in the corner that no one's talking about. When you met and you were talking to your friends and your family and this, and you said, hey, I met this great person. Oh, it's just fate that we met. It's so amazing how it worked out that we met and this and that. So it's like, it was a miracle, or the universe put us together and that. If the universe or fate is going to put you together, surely the universe or fate is still involved through your breakup. I know it's a hard thing to swallow, but at this point, because if you're not looking at that timeline of seeing all the things in your life, if you're not stepping back from that and realizing that this is the way things were meant to be or supposed to be, you're not going to be able to accept that this relationship ended as it was supposed to be. If it's supposed to be, it will be. Okay? And as much as I myself, in the relationship I was in, keep thinking it's not supposed to be this way, but I also know that I screwed up. And I'm not beating myself up for it, but I do know that things could have been different, or could they have? I don't know. I have to sit here and realize, and I have to keep an open mind, that things are exactly how they are supposed to be. Just like Wayne Dyer said, everything happens exactly as it's supposed to happen. So keep an open mind about that. And realize, this is it. This is what it's supposed to be. And be thankful, because in the end, that's the way you want it, right? If it's not the way it's supposed to be, then it's wrong. I can sit here in my heart and say, oh my gosh, it's not supposed to be this way. Oh my gosh, we were supposed to be together. Oh my gosh, we did this and this and that together, and we did this and this and that. And it doesn't matter, because that's now how it is right now. So you just need to go ahead and say, you know what? This is the way it is. This is how the universe wants it. And it's time for me to move on with my life and do my thing. And the universe has something else in store for you. And you never know what it is. We can't see the whole timeline. But, like, I've got half of it left. It's a lot of time. If I lived 104, I'm only halfway there. And I can surely live that long. My grandfather's 97, almost. And so I can surely make it to 104, right? If I eat well, I think so. And so can you. So remember that. You've got a lot of time left in life. I don't care if you're 90. I don't care if you're 20, whatever. There's all that time left. So don't worry about it. And let the universe call the tricks. Let the universe play your hand. It's really, really hard to get over a breakup, and I understand your pain, and I thank you for listening this long. But I just want you to know that there's a lot of people that understand your pain and understand what you're going through. I certainly do, and I'm sorry you have to deal with it. But there is so much more out there waiting for you, and it's up to you to just go ahead and say, you know what? I'm grateful for what I had, for the time that we had, and I accept the fact that the universe has something more, better, and different in store for me in the future. And just go do it. And as my mom always says, whatever you do, keep an open mind. Thank you. Hi, this is Dave, and you're not. Well, you might be Dave, but you're not me.